Okay, how's everyone doing? We are back in part 2 of the Synty into UMSP video tutorial, Ultimate Multiplayer Survival Pack. Now, where we left off last time, we had created our IK rig and our retargeter right here. We set up our rig. This is the first step. Then we set up our retargeter. We also went to these skeletons for the mannequin, the Unreal Engine 4 mannequin, and the UMSP mannequin. We made those compatible with each other so we could have access to the animations. And the reason why we use the Unreal Engine 4 mannequin instead of the UMSP is because UMSP does not have a retargeter in here. So we just transferred those animations to this Unreal Engine 4 mannequin, and we have access to them. And now we can use that to retarget them to our Synty character. I hope all that makes sense. It's really not that hard once you understand it. So we did all that, and the next thing we did was go and we created our animation blueprint. And that's here. We can see that it was animating. And so we went to our third person character right here. And we opened up the viewport. We go down to mesh. We went in here and we changed it out for our character. And then we went to the animation class, and we swapped that. We selected our Synty, and then our character's animating now. Then we went to go press play. Okay, it's raining. Hit I. You can adjust all that here. Probably be a good idea to just click off of the weather. It'll stop. It'd probably be a good idea to go into the details panel and just cut all this stuff off. Because when you're trying to do this, it'll annoy you the entire time, constantly having to eat and drink and all that stuff. It's just better go into the details panel and turn all that stuff off. But we can see here, something's off. I originally said at the end of part 1 that this had something to do with the yaw and the pitch, because in SGKV2 something similar happens, but it's side to side, and you adjust that in the animation blueprint. But that's not the issue. The issue is that we're using a character that is not rigged to the Unreal Engine 4 mannequin. I've said it a few times. If you have a character that is rigged to the Unreal Engine 4 mannequin, you will be able to go into this animation, into here, your third person character, and you can just swap it out and it'll immediately work. Everything will work for you because, most asset packs, they're using the Unreal Engine 4 mannequin. So it's very simple. You just swap out this mesh and you have access to all the animations and everything. But when you use any character from Synty characters to Mixamo characters that are not rigged to that skeleton, you set up the IK rig retargeter to get those animations. And when you do all that and create your animation blueprint, now you have to go back through this asset and you have to swap out all those animations for your newly retargeted ones for them to work properly. And so that was the issue. And so what we need to do is we need to go to the animations, our animation folder, where we retarget them, which is in our meshes, characters. We go into right here, our retargeted animations. And you're going to have to go through all these animations and make sure that they're right. And I can show you the issue and why he's doing that. The problem is that like the swimming ones, these are okay. They look like they're on the ground, but when you get down to these this lean right here, you'll see you go in here and the character's in the ground. So this is why he's running that way. So what we have to do and how to fix this is you go over here to the left and you'll scroll down and you'll see here in root motion, this force root lock is checked. If you uncheck that, he goes right back into place. So do that. Save it, and you have to go through all these animations, and you're gonna have to fix that. So force root lock, and it just pops right back up. I'll just kind of take you through here and kind of run you over it. It's once I show you how to do one, you can do them all. Just uncheck force root lock. All right, so you're going to have to do all this with all these animations. You can kind of just see if, like, you'll see them laying on the ground. If they're not swimming animations, you can kind of tell just by kind of hovering over them. So, and it just seems to be the lean ones, the lean animations. So, these are all zombies, so I think all those are good. There's just a couple of them, about 4 I think that was. Now we also have to go to our animation blueprint and do the same thing. And so we're going to look. These are all swimming. Those are okay. Got right here. Got one that needs to be fixed. Okay. Save. And it just seems to be these 4, these lean animations when he's running. All right, there's also animations that we're going to have to change out in other places. You have to replace them all. So that looks like we're good now. We've got all these done. Now we have the blend spaces to contend with. You can see these all look okay. But we're going to go inside. We're going to start here. Now, it looks like it's working, but let me show you. Over here to the left, you can see under blend samples, 8 samples. We're going to click these arrows. And you're going to see here. All right, just click all these arrows. And it's going to show you the animations. And what we need to do is we need to go to each of these. And right here you can see we need to swap this one out for our unarmed Synty. And they should be right there because we put the suffix on them. Just go back through here and swap those out. Jog left, just read this. Unarmed jog left. So unarmed jog left. And we're going to do that with all these. Unarmed jog backwards left. Sometimes they'll just be right there. Jog backwards right. Jogged. Jog forward. Jog backwards. Nope. I'll reset that one. Okay. Kind of lost my place. The animation. This is unarmed jog backwards. I don't think I did that. Unarmed jog. Jog backwards, Synty. So just take your time and just match them up to what it says. Unarmed jog right, Synty, and unarmed jog forward right. That says right forward. Okay, that's the right one. And that should be all of them. So then we have those changed out. And just go through all your blend spaces and just swap these animations out for those. Crouch walk forward. Forward Synty. Crouch walk left Synty. Walk right. Forward left. Forward right. Backwards right. Crouch idle. Okay, so you get the point. Just go through here and do all of these. Some of them have, don't really have that many. So B Synty, joggling L. Right, okay. And just make sure you save them when you're done. Jog forward, backwards, left, okay. And still crouch. I mean, you get the idea. Forward right, backwards right, backwards left, idle. Okay. Just a couple more. Like if I was editing this video, it'd be easy. I could just fast forward through this because you get the idea. But I'm just doing this on the fly. So it's really not that hard. You just need to make sure they're all changed out. And the last one is the swim. Alright, all those are done now. And so if we come out of here and we go to play, our character is walking upright, crouching, can jump. So all of our animations are good. Alright. Okay, so next we're going to move on, and there are some sockets that we need to copy from the UMSP skeleton to our skeleton. So how you do that is we're going to go back to our Synty character. We're going to grab our skeleton, okay, and then we're going to go to the UMSP character, and we're also going to grab that skeleton here, and that is in demo character right here. And so you'll see there are some sockets. We scroll down through here. This is the primary socket on the back. So just grab this one, right click, and copy selected sockets. It's on spine 3. So we're going to go to spine 3, right click, and paste to selected bone. Okay. We're going to go up here to the grenade socket, which is on thigh R. Same thing, right click, copy, go down to thigh R. That's where it is, right? Okay, thigh R. I don't think it matters. I think you can just post it in here and do it. Do it anywhere and it'll paste it. One more, we got it's pistol socket, right click. And we're going to paste this one to thigh R, thigh L. Okay. Now, like in SGKV2, usually, you know, these sockets are on the hand, and you would just go in here, and that's where you would adjust the weapon, but it's different in UMSP. So you just have to, you know, get to know the asset, and take your time so that you can do this right. But make sure you have those sockets copied. Now that we have that done, the next thing we want to do is we want to get some weapons. So let me show you. Again, they have a mode you just hit. Let's get out of this cold. Better yet, let's just do it again. We'll get to a different place. Okay. If it's dark, just hit I and we'll change the time of day. Let's get it sunny. Just click off of here. We want it sunny. So we're going to go to I. And also, you can turn this off somewhere. I'm not exactly sure. I know it's in the details panel somewhere. So it'd be best just to start that so you don't have to constantly go back in here and eat. But if you hit I, you can go through here and find all the weapons and add them to your character, water, and just all those things. Because if you're trying to do this and something happens, you'll have to stop, and a lot of the times you'll die, and it's a huge hassle. So just keep that in mind. Just gonna get some food to eat now. Let's go to the M4. We're going to do the M4. We're going to pick up the extended bags, the silencer, scope. Okay, now we're going to go to tab. Let's just drink and make sure you fill all this stuff up before we get started. Okay. Add the backpack. It just increases your capacity in here. We're going to add the M4 to these. These are slots. Get all this stuff there. Okay, now if you'll notice when we pull out the M4, okay, so you see all that? There's some crazy looking animations going on. The reason why that's happening is because we don't have the animation set. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to go into Ultimate Multiplayer Survival Pack. We're going to go to Demo. Sorry. We're going to go to Blueprints. And we're going to go over here to Holdable. Holdable actors. And these are all the weapons. So these are the masters right here. And the ones that are like this. These are the ones we need to change. So not the masters. So just go. We're going to find our Holdable Rifle 4. We're going to go inside here. Now, this is where you change and make all the adjustments for the weapon and everything. The shooting, right here you can change the damage. You can change the recoil amount. You can do all those things. Here, let's open full blueprint editor. That'll bring us in here. We can go to viewport and see the weapon. And what we are looking for, first of all, right up here, is we're looking for our animations. So if you click on animation, character, right here, see how these are still the Unreal Engine 4 mannequin? We got to go in here and we got to change these out. So change them out for our Synty ones. All right, there's just 4 of them. We're going to compile and save. Let's just bring this over here. And if we come out here and press play. Again, it's so annoying having to do this every time, but I'm just going to do this for sake of keeping this video not, a couple of hours long. You know what? I don't feel like dealing with that zombie, so we're just going to stop it again. All right, here we are. Okay, so now if we pull out our weapon, you can see the animations are there, and now we're not holding the gun right. It's upside down in our hand, so that's what we need to fix now. Now the easiest way to do that is we're going to hit F8. Make sure you have the BP holdable range weapon in the top. We're going to hit F8. That's going to eject us from our character, and so we can see and move around and get this adjusted right. When you've ejected, we can grab this, our weapon holdable blueprint, and just kind of pull it down into the scene with us. All right. And you can make this, big enough so you can see it. Scroll in. All right. Now, do not use the skeletal mesh. If you try to click on this and adjust it, it is going to mess up the attachments on the weapon. So what we need to do is we need to go to item mesh. We're going to click on that. We're going to click in the screen, and we are going to hit E on the keyboard. And now we need to rotate this weapon. So don't rotate it down. We're going to rotate it up. And you can see it'll just kind of see how the hands just kind of are going into the natural position of holding it. I want to rotate that about 180. Okay, now you can see it looks like he's holding it upright. All right, he's holding it in his hand properly. It looks like the stock is in the shoulder. So if you rotate it this way towards you, it's going to rotate the wrist around and make the wrist extremely twisted. Now, Synty doesn't have twist bones in the skeleton, so bear that in mind. If you do it that way, it's going to make them even more twisted, and they're going to look skinny. So you're still going to, you know, there's not a lot you can do about it. You can see when you look at it from this angle, it doesn't look that bad. It's not twisted as much as if you do it the other way. But if you do it the other way, it's going to look super skinny because you're just basically twisting it around. So just when you go to rotate it up. That'll be clockwise. Okay, so now that we have it there, what we can do is we can click in the screen again. We're going to go back to W, and now we can adjust the position of the weapon in the right hand. So we want to go to the red, and we're going to just move. It's very fast, just kind of. Okay, and we're going to go up with blue. Okay, I think also if you turn, let's turn if you click this, it'll turn the snapping off, and then you see how you can move it just a lot easier. It's not so fast. So you can do it with a rotation too. If you just click these, you'll turn them off. And so now we can look, and we can see it looks pretty good. It looks like it needs to be over to the, no, not that one. Looks like it needs to come forward a little bit, kind of so it's in the hand. And the Synty hands are so big, so just get it to where, you know, it looks right to you. Looks like we can move it up a little bit. Okay, something like that. Get it from the other side, you know, just take your time and get it. It looks okay right there. It looks like it's in the hand. And this looks like it's good here. If you want to, if this doesn't look good to you, you can go to the hand IKL and you can adjust that as well. Okay, so these are the only two you're going to touch. The item mesh to rotate it and to get it in the right hand. And then if you want to adjust the left hand, then you just go down to hand IKL and we'll take care of that. Now what we need to do is you see how we need energy. So we're going to stop this. We're going to hit compile and save. So we save that information, and now we can go back in here. Okay, first thing we want to do is go into tab and drink some water, get our health back up. Sorry, I don't know exactly where in the details panel. I think if you go in here, it's somewhere in the, right here, details. No, it's somewhere in there. You can adjust the time of day and all those things and turn them off somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where, but you can find all that information out. I'm just going to do it this way for the sake of keeping this video short. So we've done all that. Now if we stop this, now if we hit play, okay, I don't like that place. There's too many zombies around. All right, now if we hit play and we hit, I'm going to pull our weapon out. Okay, now one thing I've noticed, it looks like it's pointing up in the air. A little too much. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit F8 and eject again. We're just going to bring this back down. Go back to the item mesh. And now we're going to click in here and we're going to rotate. Take the green one and, okay, not that one. Take the red, and now we can rotate it down. So I've just rotated it down a little bit. Ah, the zombie. Compile and save. So just do this the first time. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. If we pull it back out, we can see he's holding it right. Now that we did that, the left hand might have become a little out of place, so just do that again. Pull this back down. And now we can go to the hand IKL. Okay, we can get this over there. Something like that. Something like that. Looks good. Maybe you want to bring it closer. No, that's not what that does. Okay, that looks good right there. Okay, looks good to me. Stop it again, compile, and save, so you don't have to do it over again. Now if we go back in here, pull our weapon out. All right, this looks good. And if you hold down T, let's add our attachments. Okay, we can see they're on the weapon. And we can aim. Okay, I didn't get any bullets. That might help. Okay, now we can go around and... Okay, so you can see there's a way to get the crosshairs to appear on here. I'm not going to go through how to do that. If you decide you like this asset, or if you already have it, you can go get it on the marketplace. I did say in the first video it is expensive. It is expensive, but the amount of features you get in this asset it's incredible. I mean, you have tons of features in here, tons of these systems in place that would take you long periods of time. Again, if you can mess around with the weapon and get it in the right position. Okay. You don't want it to rain. And yeah, so you have cars, you have vehicles, you have a weapon system, you have pickups, you have fishing, you have a bow and arrow, you have zombies. All these features, so it's well worth it. And you're basically, it's got a menu system, character creation, all these things, and it's just it's tons of features for the price. So it's well worth it if you got the money to spend. I mean, you basically have a game here. Of course, you don't want to, you're going to want to change it out for your own stuff, but this right here, we have the Synty characters moving and animating now. We can say we want to use a different character. We can go back to our Synty characters, wherever they are. Right here, mesh, characters. And say we want this tough looking biker guy. You can use any Synty character, but you have to do this with every one. Just go to the skeletal mesh. We're going to right click and we're going to go to skeleton, assign skeleton. Okay. And pull this out, and we are going to be looking for our sheriff male. That's the one that we created the IK rig and retargeter off of. There's no warnings. We look good. Hit accept. Okay, now we can scroll back up and go to our third person character. Go to viewport, and if we go here, we can find the biker guy, or whichever one you're using. Just select it, and bam, he's already animating because we have the animation blueprint set up properly. So just hit compile and save. We hit play, and when you pull the weapon out, again, the weapon will be in the hand, so you only have to do it once. Okay. You get in the car now. If you'll notice when you're in the car, his hands are sticking up like that and not on the steering wheel because we haven't changed the animations out for the vehicle. So you just have to go through here and find the vehicle, and you'll have to change the animations out. That's not something I've done yet in this video, just to prevent it from being incredibly long. Just know you have to change the animations out. There's a video on their Discord that Maz did, and Maz is actually just a big shout out to him. He showed me a lot of these things, and Pete, one of the devs, he helped me out to figure some of these things out as well. People are really helpful in there, and they will answer your questions. So any questions you might have outside of this, you just go in there and ask. But I think there's one more thing I can show you. The backpack, if you'll notice, it's kind of in his back. So if we go here, and I'll just go over this real quick. Anyway, what I was saying about Maz is he has a video on there on how to change out your weapons. And if you guys want me to do a video on that, on how to add weapons and your own pickups in here, just leave something down in the comments on the video, and I'll see if I can get one together. But if you go in here, third-person character, go to your backpack, and you can see right here. Let's go to the. Not really sure why that is showing the eyebrows. Okay. One thing you can do in here, you can either disconnect this or you can go to the eyebrows, and if you click up here, you can hit VIS for visible, and you can uncheck visible, and you can just go through these and just hide these. But this is for the character creation feature. Now, if you want that feature, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to put your Synty characters or whatever characters into a 3D modeling program such as Blender, Maya, 3ds Max, and you're going to have to chop them up like they have them in this video. And or you can get someone to do it for you, and then you'll have to bring the parts in and assign them if you want to use that feature. If you don't, if you just want to use the Synty characters, you can add your own weapons and pickups. You can add helmets. You can add all those things yourself. And there's videos on YouTube that'll show you how to do that. Let's go back. I'm not sure why that is. We need to change this to backpack. I think that's what it is. So let's go to backpack. Okay, no, there we go. We can see you can see the backpack is kind of, you know, it's right. It's kind of in his back. So you can make those adjustments in here as well. You can just kind of pull that away a little bit, but you can get that in the right position and spend the time on that if you want. When you make looks like it could be rotated a little bit that way, and just mess with it. You get it done again, compile and save. All right, I can go back out of here and press play. Also, the weapon on your back. If you want to adjust that, what you need to do is we need to go back to our character skeleton. So go in here to rigs, go to your skeleton, and then we need to, right here's the primary socket. And so if you right click on it, you can hit add a preview asset. We're going to just say M4. Okay, click on that, and you can adjust the position of it on your back. Okay, you can adjust the rotation of it. If you're not happy with that, just can do it however you want. You can also add another socket. You can just right click, add another socket, and I believe you can have two weapons on here. You might have to add some code for it, but you can do that. When you get it where you want it, you're happy, just right click and say remove detach assets, and now that's where it'll appear on your back. You can hit save. Okay, now if we go back in the game, go to play, you can see it's right there where we put it. The backpack's there. Now, me personally, I wouldn't use their stuff. You know, if you can use your own weapons and use you know, your own assets and bring them in here, and you can adjust all that. One more thing I'll go over really quick. is you'll notice, say, with a character like this, let's look at this character. Now you see he's got this body armor on. Now, if you want to use this armor, they have an armor system built in the game, but if you want to use this armor, there's no way for you to, use it as armor because it's part of the character. So again, if you want to use a character like this, put it in a 3D modeling program, get someone to do it for you, remove the armor. And then you can add it into UMSP as a pickup and add the code to it. Just like if you want to add helmets, you'll have to add the code. And then you can add it to the data table and, have it as a pickup and add the armor values to it. But if you just use this, it's just going to be closed and, it's not going to function as armor. So that's how you would do that. So that's pretty much going to wrap up the video. One more time, we can go back to our guy, and let's go to mesh. We'll go back to our cop. Okay, go in here and play. Change the time of day. And now, you need to do the same thing with all the pickups. So, what I showed you on there, you'll do that with all of these pickups down here. Let's go back to the Ultimate Survival Pack, Blueprints, Holdable Actors. You'll need to go through all of these and make sure that you get them set up in your hand right, just like that first one that I showed you. And I believe if you want to add weapons, you just go to the master right here, you right click and duplicate it, and then you name it whatever you want. And then you have to go and you have to, you'll have to add it to the data tables. So you'll have to go in here, these are the attachments, you'll add it in here, and that is how you do all that. So again, there's a video on that in the Discord that Maz did. Big shout out to Maz and to Pete, all the guys that helped me put this video together. So I hope that it helps you guys get your Synty character set up in here properly, and you can go around and just practice and shoot some zombies. And you guys have fun. Thanks for watching. You guys take care.